Sweden's Air Force says its Gripen E fighter jets are designed to kill Russia's fearsome Sukhoi fighter jets, and that they have a black belt in that type of combat. The Gripen E can't carry the most weapons and has no real stealth, and it isn't the longest range, fastest, or even cheapest jet, but it has a massive and respected electronic warfare capability. The Gripen E is Sweden's cheap solution to killing Russia's fighter jets and surface-to-air missiles, and Russia probably can't do much about it. The commander of Sweden's Air Force, Mats Helgesson, recently made the bold statement that his country's Saab Gripen E fighter could beat Russia's formidable fleet of Sukhoi jets with none of the expensive stealth technology the US relies on. Gripen, especially the E model, is designed to kill Sukhois. There we have a black belt, Helgesson told YLE at a presentation in Finland, where Sweden is trying to export the jets. Russia's Sukhoi fighters have achieved a kind of legendary status for their ability to outmaneuver US fighter jets in dogfights and pull off dangerous and aggressive stunts in the air, but Gripen may have cracked the code. The Gripen can't carry the most weapons and has no real stealth, and it isn't the longest range, the fastest, or even the cheapest jet, but it has a singular focus that makes it a nightmare for Russia's fighter jets. Justin Bronk, an aerial combat expert at the Royal United Services Institute, told Business Insider that like the A-10 Warthog was built around a massive cannon, the Gripen was built around electronic warfare. Virtually all modern jets conduct some degree of electronic warfare, but the Gripen E stands above the rest, according to Bronk. Gripen pilots don't like to show their cards by demonstrating the full power of the jet's jamming in training. But the one time they did, it completely reversed the course of the mock battle in training, Bronk said. Several years ago, the Gripen pilots got tired of being made fun of by German Typhoon pilots and came to play with their wartime electronic warfare and gave them a hell of a hard time, Bronk said. One of the Gripens was reportedly able to appear on the left wing of a Typhoon without being detected, by using its extremely respected jamming ability, Bronk said. It would be fair to assume the Gripen is one of the most capable electronic warfighters out there, he said, adding that the Gripens that baffled the Typhoons were of the C/D series, which have much less powerful electronic warfare capabilities than the E-series Gripens that Helgesson described. To defeat Russia's fearsome fighters and surface-to-air missiles, the US has largely turned to stealth aircraft. Stealth costs a fortune and must be built into the shape of the plane. If Russia somehow cracks the code of detecting stealth-shaped fighters, the US's F-35, the most expensive weapons system in history, is cooked. But Saab took a different, and cheaper, approach to combating Russia's fighters and missiles by focusing on electronic attack, which gives them an advantage over stealth because they can evolve the software without a ground-up rebuild, according to Bronk. Saab plans to update the software on the Gripen E every 2 years, giving it more flexibility to meet evolving challenges, according to Bronk. But Bronk noted one issue with electronic warfare. The problem with basing a survival strategy around an electronic warfare suite is you don't really know if it's going to work, he said. Even if it does, it's going to be a constant battle between your adversary and you, to get the edge on the enemy fighters as waveforms and methods of attack continuously change. However, Sweden benefits from a Russian focus on US fighters. Sweden is too small really to optimize your counter-electronic warfare capabilities against, Bronk said. If war broke out between Russia and the West, Russia would likely try hardest to push back on US electronic warfare, rather than against Sweden's Gripen S, of which there would be only a few dozen. The whole concept of the Gripen E is to operate in Swedish territory, take advantage of all sorts of uneven terrain under cover of friendly surface-to-air missiles with a superb EU suite which should in theory keep it safe from the majority of Russian missiles and air-to-air threats, Bronk said. Additionally, the Gripen E can fire almost any missile made in the US or Europe. If you couple a very effective radar with excellent EU and a Meteor, the most effective longest-range air-to-air missile which is resistant against Russia's jammers, there's no reason not to assume it wouldn't be pretty damn effective, Bronk said. If you're a flanker pilot, it's probably a very scary thing to face. While being a country of barely over 10 million people, Sweden has impressed the world by achieving one of the best fighter aircraft programs ever designed. Swedish Air Force crafting new fighter strategy amid Russian aggression, NATO ascension. London, the chief of the Swedish Air Force said Russia's invasion of Ukraine and Sweden's membership in that NATO alliance are driving the service to develop a new strategy for its next-generation fighter aircraft. To give an insight, the United States has Lockheed Martin's F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II, while China has Chengdu J-20 and Russia has Sukhoi Su-57. These are the only 3 countries with the advanced 5th-generation fighter jet. The FX will be Japan's first-ever domestically produced stealth program. In Europe, different nations have teamed up to form the continent's first 6th-generation fighter. The UK, Sweden, Italy, France, Germany, and Spain are all working together on the future combat air system. A Swedish Air Force JAS-39 Gripen E jet fighter flies over Gotland Island in the Baltic Sea on May 11. In December, French President Emmanuel Macron visited the United Arab Emirates. The United States of America maintains the strongest air force in the world by an impressive margin. As of late 2021, the United States Air Force, USAF, is composed of 5,217 active aircraft, making it the largest, the most technologically advanced, and the most powerful air fleet in the world. For 2022, Sweden is ranked 25 of 142 out of the countries considered for the annual GFP review. It holds a PWRINDX* score of 0.4231, A score of 0.0000 is considered perfect, this entry last updated on. The number of active military personnel in the Finnish Defence Forces is a modest 23,000, but the country boasts a wartime strength of 280,000 because of its massive conscription system. Breakdown of Sweden and Finland militaries, 2022. The number of aircraft Sweden can deploy for combat remains a secret. An educated guess would place it at approximately 1,000 to 1,200, thus making the Swedish Air Force one of the strongest on Earth. There are 8 partner countries that helped fund the F-35 program from the start: the United States, United Kingdom, Italy, Netherlands, Australia, Norway, Denmark and Canada. The last of those partner countries to commit to the F-35 has been Canada, which is finalizing the decision now. Germany. The U.S. State Department has approved a potential sale of over $8 billion worth of F-35 aircraft to Germany, moving closer to providing Berlin with new fighter aircraft for nuclear deterrence missions. Sweden possesses highly sophisticated stealth and radar technology. For example, during a military exercise off the coast of California, HSWMS Gotland managed to penetrate the massive defensive measures of an entire American carrier strike group, sinking the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan among other ships. The Swedish Navy has a total of 387 ships, including 5 submarines, 3 Gotland, 2 Södermanland, 7 corvettes, 5 Visby, 2 Gävle, 9 minesweepers, 4 Koster, 4 Styrso, 13 larger patrol boats, 2 Stockholm and 11 Tapper, and 9 specialized ships with different support duties. The choice fell with the new fighter. All the plans for a Swedish nuclear weapon were scrapped by 1968, when Sweden signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Including storage equipment still operational, the Swedish Army possesses 280 tanks, 212 tank destroyers, around 1,300 APCs, 860 IFVs, 11,300 utility vehicles, 220 towed artillery pieces, and 51 self-propelled artillery pieces. In terms of GDP, Sweden is richer because its GDP in 2020 was the equivalent of $537.61 billion United States dollars as opposed to Norway's, which was $362.01 billion United States dollars. However, if you factor in the population, Sweden's GDP was 51,800 United States dollars per capita, while Norway's was 61,000 United States dollars per capita, making Norway richer per head of population. Sweden's strength comes from their mastery of technology, particularly in 3 key elements of warfare: speed, surveillance, and stealth. One of their greatest military advances is the Saab Gripen JAS-39E, a state-of-the-art aircraft that is much cheaper than its peers. Famous Swedish-produced weapons used worldwide are the AT-4 anti-tank rifle, Bofors 40mm autocannon, Carl Gustaf recoilless rifle and the JAS-39 multirole fighter aircraft.